want to roast you out, but do you think we could have the window up a little bit, the left one now? Would you mind?
Left? Why? Don't you feel well?
I'm from Canada up there. We're used to having windows up, you see.
Oh, Canada? What kind of a place is Canada? What kind of a... Where are you from, Canada?
Well, I don't think you'd have heard of it. It's from a little village called Updegrove.
Updegrove?
Updegrove.
Updegrove?
Updegrove.
Oh, that must be something like we have in the backwoods in the United States called Oshkosh. The only real part about it is in what they call, now let me see, oh yes, St. Catherine Street.
St. Catherine.
That's the shopping area, right?
Oh, yes, but you can see the same thing by going down Fifth Avenue, only more so, you know.
What do you do at Columbia Records?
I'm a pianist. Play the piano.
You're a what?
A pianist, musician.
Oh, I see. What do you play, with a long hair, or do you play jazz, or bebop, or what?
Oh, I'm the long hair variety.
You have long hair Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, but you must have a beautiful audience. They must be falling asleep at you.
Now a frequent visitor to New York, Glenn Gould first came from Canada to make his debut at Town Hall in 1955. It was a concert so successful that he was immediately put under contract by Columbia Records.
Good morning, Frederick.
Morning.
Tired.
The first recording he made for Columbia was the enormously difficult Goldberg Variations of Bach, a now famous recording which became an immediate bestseller. 4 years and many recordings later, Gould is ready to put on tape and disc Bach's Italian Concerto.
What's the matter? There's nothing wrong with the piano. You haven't played it yet.
Well, I love to be here.
It's all right. It works. Must have something to do with the humidity, maybe, huh?
Well, in that case, it shouldn't work this morning, but it does.
Well, maybe it's been stretched or shrunk. So how do you feel this morning? Any various aches and pains?
No specifically localized aches and pains.
There's nothing to
Just
complain
general
about.
lethargy.
We aren't going to get a good recording.
It's a terrible thing to see, but you look well today.
Killjoy.
Gould's habit of humming while playing causes a good deal of trouble to the sound engineers, and it demands great care to get a clean recording without extraneous noises.
Now, how do you want to do this? From the top? Let's just go from the top and see what happens. What'll happen is you'll play it beautifully. Bach Italian Concerto, take 1. Boy, every kid in the world played this thing.
A century ago, had the chance to listen to the world's great musicians. And enthusiasts made journeys to this city to be able to say they had heard Jenny Lind sing. A stone's throw from the commercial heart of America, Tchaikovsky, Dvorak used to conduct. Now, as the recording center of this continent, the city sends the sound of the artists of our time to the four corners of the world.
You know, that had some good things in it.
Not bad. A couple little bitty things, maybe.
I mean, not bad.
Well, just what I said, not bad.
Well, here comes our
Me.
barefoot boy with Bach.
Yeah.
Twining, sir.
My Twining.
Small
Yes,
commercial.
thank you. Boy, that's strong. Did you put sugar and milk and everything?
Can we hear that, Mom? Surely.
Some pianists are at their best when they have the stimulus of an audience in a concert hall. Others, like Gould, prefer the recording studio.
In one bar, it changes tempi, as you notice.
Here, with recording director Howard Scott, he can listen to himself through playback and can repeat and repeat until he is satisfied he's produced a performance as nearly perfect as he can make it.
Glenn's check was never sent to him, and it's sitting there. He's too darn lazy to pick it up. You know? So I wonder if you'd call him and tell him to send it to him. Yeah, his last check. They can send it, as long as he's in New York, they can send it right over to the hotel. Where are you staying, at the Westbury? Send it to the Westbury. Now, the French fried potatoes for a few days.
Most difficult thing is this. It always starts late. That's always.
That's such a shock, that da-da-da-da, you know, the note. Well, the second movement.
Okay, let's go.
Want to do the whole thing again?
Yeah. It's all right, I guess.
Piano all right?
Yeah.
Stand by, please. Second movement, take, you superstitious?
Yes.
Take 14.
Thank you. Cut it. Start again.
15. I love the conducting he's going through. Look. It's marvelous. Oh, we supply everything at Columbia Records.
Almost everything.
It's a strange work that is supposed to.
He hasn't moved a knob since he came in here.
It's the same
Well, that's the best kind of controlling on Masterworks. The less knob twirling you do, the better. That's been the curse of it in the past, you know, cranking up every little thing in monaural so that it'll get over the other things. But in stereo,
I don't think I hear enough strings in this section.
So it's completely horrible.
Thank you. Much better.
Italian concerto.
It was bad.
Oh God, Louise, I was weeding last night.
Apartment full of live flowers because
Sure.
the more you cut, the more you get.
Sure. What do you plan? What did you plan?
Took us many
Yeah,
years
to realize that. What did you plan? Flowers. I know what you mean. They have things and smell. Oh, they're nice. Petunias. I don't like geraniums.
But I
So.
cut every rose
Why don't
off
you
my
plant
rose
poppies
away.
and open up
One
an
is around
opium
the-
business
No,
on
I
the
have
side?
some marijuana going there too, naturally.
Marijuana?
Marijuana's an egg. It was very funny when we came over here.
I think that's it. I want to listen to that just to find out.
Yeah, that was very good. Now, I don't know, I can play for you the one we did yesterday too as a comparison, which I think you better come in and do.
Little white, baby.
That should be a slow trail, not a fast one.
This is very good.
Yeah, it is very good. They both are in their ways. I'm going to try the compromise.
Now we're going to compromise
between
Yeah,
the two,
I think it should.
and then we'll leave it because we've got plenty to do.
Well, we don't really.
You mean we
The
don't
problem is
really?
we don't have plenty because of the tempo difference.
Yeah. But I mean, we. It's just been a question of making them. Both are good in their way. This last one was quite good too, really. Albeit it lacks some of the contrast. It's quite good because it has certainly a great deal of spirit and it holds together.
It's quite good, but you wouldn't okay it.
I don't care.
Oh, well, let's go to the next piece. I got that out of you real easy.
flip. No, I don't care.
That's one way of getting an okay. So now what are you going to do? Beethoven? Brahms?
Very funny.
Seriously, though, we do not have a great deal of choice.
Yeah,
Obviously,
sure.
we can fix that one note.
Oh, you fixed it.
But we don't have a great deal of choice. We couldn't go from one to the other of this at all.
No, we don't need to. But there are no clinkers except for the one note.
One note in each one.
Each one.
Yeah.
There are no clinkers. There's no problem in that way.
No.
It's either or. I mean, it's a
Oh, all right.
But I still think we can find a compromised version. In the meantime,
I'd like to.
I'm going to do a last movement now. Before I get tired.
Before you go back
Before
to
I get
this.
tired, then go back.
All right. Fine. After you're worn out as a control man, you get less money, you become a musical director. Because the only thing compensation you have is you can boss the guy that you were once
That's what you think.
doing, you know.
That's what you think you are.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think. I'm positive if I ask you to put in high end and he puts in low. He does what he wants anyway.
More on the clarinets,
But
all
yeah,
right.
and he takes it off.
How do you feel about pictures?
Must I?
Well, we need them, yeah.
Don,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here today. Don't you think it'd be a good idea to get Glenn to at least put a scarf and some gloves on?
How about the
Are
gloves?
you kidding?
How about the gloves up on the piano?
Glenn, you know I never kid with you.
I've had quite enough of that sort of picture. We'll
What
not.
do they
No.
do at Nixon?
No.
It's good enough for England and AP.
Well, the English press is, you know, the English press.
Well, if you get 21,000 pounds or whatever it is out, I don't see why you shouldn't grab it.
Yeah, that's...
Rhapsody in Blue.
That's all
How
I.
about Clear the Moon? Every pianist studied Clear the Moon.
How about one of those reductions in Wagner?
Oh, I'll never get back in the mood. We have to have tea. At least 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes. Absolutely.
In the 4 years since I've known Glenn, he's grown from a small town hick.
Just
I beg your
one doggone minute.
Well, I mean, after all, he was a kid that came out of Toronto, and I don't think you'd ever been out of Toronto, really, since I met you 4 years ago.
My dear sir, I had toured the Canadian provinces widely.
That's what I mean. You were a provincial hick.
He's gotten
exactly
better, I'll say
what I
that
said.
much.
He's John Barrymore now, as you can see. I mean, obviously, he can act.
He used to have sunken cheekbones.
That's right. You see, the first thing that happened to Glenn was he came to us as a small boy with chicken feathers and straw in his hair. He could play the piano like a whirlwind, and he did his first piece that he did, he recorded for us, which no one had ever done, the Goldberg Variations, which was on the bestseller list. And here it was a bestseller list with an unknown, as I say, really a small town boy who came out of literature.
Well, there's something slightly exotic about coming out of Canadian snows,
okay.
I admit.
Something coming out of Canadian woods, you know. I mean, they expect you to have a Mountie uniform or something, but you bring the same intensity. And I attribute this mostly, Glenn, to something you said before, which is very interesting, on why you don't live in New York City. I think that it's most important for an artist, and you are one of the very few artists, and I know a great many, that realize the tremendous value of getting out of this rat race, or whatever you want to call it. It's a great
Curiously
thing,
enough, when
actually.
you get in the country, your whole relation to music, mine anyway, changes. You know, it's. I remember when I was a kid, I always, for some reason, associated the New York Philharmonic broadcasts, which we used to hear in Canada on Sunday afternoons at that time. I used to associate them with great vast fields of snow, white and gray, because when I was a kid, we used to always go up north in the country for weekends, and usually about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when the Philharmonic would be on, we'd be on our way driving back to Toronto. And during the wintertime when they were on, we'd be driving along on a usually gray and a sort of endless vista of snow, frozen lake, horizon, this sort of thing. And Beethoven never sounded as good, you know, it was sort of the original cinemascope. It was true. I shouldn't presume to analyze, but I don't think you have quite the same psychological strain of living here as I would, because it always occurs to me that the most difficult thing for a musician particularly, when New York is to a certain extent representing debut town, you know, it represents the most dangerous,
well,
the place where one fights for one's career.
It's the trap of the world.
And if one has to combine that with it being hometown, these are, because for most people, and certainly for me, the most difficult place to play in is one hometown, you know. I go through agonies when I have to play in Toronto. New York bothers me almost not at all, but Toronto is sheer hell.
Is this going to help your performance, I trust?
It's going to...
Make a more fluid one, I'm sure.
It's going to liquidate the errors. was pretty bad.
Pretty awful. I know the performance will be 100% back. Here we go. Italian Concerto, first movement, take 2.
Third movement. What are you talking about? We're doing a third this time.
Want to do the third movement? I'm sorry. I thought you still wanted to work on the first.
How long is it? Maybe we have to reload?
No, we don't have to reload. It's 24 minutes. Third movement, take 1.
Even with the highest level of skill and patient study of a composition, it takes days of work in the studio before Gould is satisfied he has recorded his best.
Four bars thing. It's difficult.
It's very difficult. But as you know in the record, you have to exaggerate a contrast, really, more so than you do in public.
The other thing to do would be to do a whole second half, starting here. Because that's a marvelous stroke to get that, and we didn't get it at all.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Wait a minute. Oh, it's a question of how far forward you sit on it. That's what does it. Yeah. You sit at the front, it does it. Well, let's try anyway, see what happens. Financial feeling.
Glenn, you know you can read the Glenn. Now this is the difference in Glenn Gould.
In 4 years.
In 4 years, when Glenn first came in here, not only didn't he care about the financial page, he couldn't read the financial page.
Right.
This morning at 11:15, he's not only able to read the financial page, he's able to find out what the value of the Canadian dollar is. Right now, I'll caution you that this should be a straight piano solo without vocal obligato. Beautiful. Bob, would you play that one back, please, this last take?
Say how?
Will you play this take back, please, this last one we did? How do you feel?
It wasn't bad.
No, I think it was a good take, yeah. Might be
Got it. I don't know.
take 8, take 5, take 8. Good tempo.
It's a nice leanness about it. It isn't too pushed.
No, that's good. Good contrast. Watch your head and the mic.
this time it didn't drop.
Yes. So far we're covered.
Wonderful.
That's a wonderful effort.
It's one of the most awkward things in Bach, you know.
It's
They really are.
How long did you work on this? How long have you been playing this piece?
Played it for the first time when I was about 13, I think, something like that.
So long.
But I've never really played it in public because I don't like it very much.
I mean, you dropped it.
I
So you
just
played
played
it,
it, but I
and
don't.
went back.
Well, yeah, I
Pick it
played
up.
it from time to time, but every 3 years I
Uh-huh.
get out again and try to restore enthusiasm. Restore enthusiasm. That
Good.
I think this is it. This is extremely good.
Got it.
We're finished.
Done. Good.
Okay.
Great. Good take.
We can
Now what do you want to do?
Quit? Of course.
Finished. Okay, Bob, wrap it up. Knock it off, Fred.
That was a very good week, I must say.
Yeah.
Easier than most.
I don't know why. Now, when do we come back?
3 weeks, I think.
3 weeks?
We'll do another one. Conventions.
And we want to check the B-flat partita.
B-flat partita and a little to see what we can do.